Now, Max Verstappen was an absolute monster in the 2023 F1 season. It was domination on a whole other level. Imagine winning 19 races in a single season. That's exactly what Max did, smashing the record books in the process. At one point, he won 10 races in a row. 10! It was almost unfair to the other drivers. By the time the season was winding down, Max had racked up so many points that he was crowned champion with 6 races still left to go. It wasn't even close. He was leading laps, controlling races, and leaving everyone else in his dust. But here's the secret. Max wasn't always this unstoppable force. Something changed during the 2023 season. A spark ignited, and he transformed into the beast we saw dominating the track. So when was this fire ignited in Max Verstappen? Let's find out. Now, to understand Verstappen's incredible 2023 season, we must rewind to the start of the 2022 Formula 1 season. The introduction of major new regulations led to a variety of aerodynamic concepts among teams. Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes each championed different design philosophies. While this diversity in design initially promised competitive racing, it soon became clear that Red Bull, under the guidance of Adrian Newey, had developed a championship-winning car. As the 2022 season progressed, other teams began to adopt Red Bull's design elements, with Mercedes and Ferrari eventually abandoning their original concepts. Despite Red Bull's clear advantage, the 2022 season was competitive, especially between Ferrari and Red Bull. Ferrari had the upper hand in the first half, benefiting from Red Bull's reliability issues. However, strategic blunders and mistakes by Ferrari's Charles Leclerc allowed Verstappen to overcome the early deficit and start pulling away in the championship. A new technical directive aimed at curbing the porpoising effect ultimately favoured Red Bull, further solidifying Verstappen's dominance.
Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for his 15th victory in his second championship winning season.
2022, the year that belonged to Red Bull and Max Verstappen.
The 2023 season started with Verstappen and his teammate Sergio Perez each securing a win in the first 2 races. But the Azerbaijan Grand Prix happened. This race introduced a new weekend format with a standalone sprint race, aiming to enhance fan excitement. We all expected it to be a Max Verstappen show, but the race's narrative changed dramatically with Verstappen's collision with George Russell, damaging his car's side pod. Despite the setback, Verstappen finished 3rd in the sprint race and started the Grand Prix in 2nd place. Perez's superior pace saw him win the race, with Verstappen finishing 2nd. This loss infuriated Verstappen, as revealed by F1 pundit Karun Chandhok, who noted that Verstappen vowed never to be beaten by his teammate again that season. Speaking on the Sky Sports F1 podcast, Karun Chandhok opened up on the chat he had with Jos Verstappen. During their conversation, Jos revealed that when Max Verstappen lost to Sergio Perez in Baku, he returned home and claimed that he would never be beaten by his Red Bull teammate ever again. Chandhok stated,
I saw Max's dad, Jos Verstappen, in Qatar on the evening after Max had clinched the championship, and we were chatting about the season. And then he said to me, he says Max was furious after Baku, and when he came home, he said to us, or later that evening, he said to his dad, I am not going to get beaten by him ever again this season. He was absolutely livid and said he will not beat me again. And lo and behold, he was right. And it was pretty devastating.
This resolve transformed Verstappen into an unstoppable force. It was this race that made Max Verstappen a complete beast, going on to become an incredible force that dominated the grid for the rest of the season. The next race in Miami saw a determined Verstappen. Starting from 9th on the grid due to a strategic error, he quickly sliced through the field, and by lap 4, he was already in 6th place, demonstrating the power and speed of his RB19. Verstappen eventually took the lead and never looked back, securing a crucial victory and extending his championship lead. Monaco followed, a race known for its challenging and narrow streets. Verstappen led from start to finish, managing his tyres expertly and navigating the treacherous wet conditions with precision.
Do something special in the wet, in the dry. Max Verstappen wins the Monaco Grand Prix for surely one of his most satisfying victories in Formula 1.
His victory in Monaco solidified his status as the championship favourite. In Spain, Verstappen's dominance continued. Despite rain threats, he maintained his lead from pole position and navigated the tricky conditions with ease. His relentless push even earned him a black and white flag for exceeding track limits, but he secured the fastest fastest lap and maximum points, distancing himself further from Perez. The Austrian Grand Prix at Red Bull's home track was another testament to Verstappen's skill. Starting from pole, he managed the race impeccably, even making a late pit stop for soft tyres to secure the fastest lap against his team's advice. This victory highlighted Verstappen's confidence and mastery over his car and race strategy. At Silverstone, Verstappen thrilled the 480,000-strong crowd by clinching another victory despite a chaotic start that saw Norris take an early lead. Verstappen quickly regained control, showcasing his ability to remain composed under pressure. His win at the British Grand Prix further cemented his dominance in the season. In Hungary, Verstappen faced a challenge from Lewis Hamilton, who set a blistering qualifying time to take pole. However, Verstappen's superior racecraft saw him take the lead at the first corner and never relinquish it. This race not only secured Red Bull's record-breaking consecutive win, but also demonstrated Verstappen's ability to excel even when starting from a less favourable position. The Belgian Grand Prix, moved earlier in the calendar to avoid bad weather, still faced rain challenges. Verstappen's engine penalty saw him start further back, but his skill quickly brought him to the front. He overtook Perez by lap 9 and managed the race wet conditions flawlessly, securing another commanding victory.
Max Verstappen wins the Belgian Grand Prix, 8 Grand Prix victories in a row, only the second time in the entire history of Formula One that's happened. It will be a 1-2 for Red Bull.
Returning to Zandvoort after the summer break, Verstappen once again showcased his prowess. Despite mixed weather and a shuffled grid, he maintained his pole position and navigated the wet track with precision. Moving on to Italy, Verstappen set a new record with his 10th consecutive win. Despite Ferrari's strong start with Carlos Sainz in pole, Verstappen's relentless pressure saw him take the lead and secure another victory. Singapore, however, threw a twist into the season. For the first time in 11 races, Verstappen did not win, finishing 5th. Carlos Sainz won the Ferrari race, breaking Verstappen's winning streak. This setback, however, was short-lived, as Verstappen quickly bounced back in the following races. In Japan, Verstappen silenced any doubts about Red Bull's performance issues with a stunning qualifying lap to secure the pole. He dominated the race from start to finish, showcasing his skill and Red Bull's superior car setup. This victory also clinched Red Bull's 6th Constructors' title, further highlighting the team's dominance. The Qatar Grand Prix at the Lusail International Circuit saw Verstappen aiming for his 3rd World Championship. Despite multiple pit stops and tyre concerns, he maintained control and secured another victory.
And Max Verstappen is the world champion for the 3rd time.
Yeah, unbelievable, guys. Gavin, that's unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable. It's been an incredible year for you.
Demonstrating his strategic understanding and ability to handle complex race conditions. At the Circuit of the Americas, Verstappen faced strong competition from Lewis Hamilton. Despite a grid penalty and technical challenges, he secured another victory, showcasing his resilience and strategic prowess. This win added to his impressive tally for the season. In Mexico, Verstappen's dominance once again was evident. Despite starting 3rd on the grid, he took the lead early and extended it, securing another victory and breaking his own record for most wins in a season. This race underscored his ability to perform under pressure and adapt to different race conditions. The Brazilian Grand Prix at Interlagos saw Verstappen win both the sprint and the primary race, further demonstrating his superiority. Despite a chaotic start and a red flag incident, he maintained his lead and secured another victory. The Las Vegas Grand Prix was one of the most anticipated events of the year. Verstappen faced a 5-second penalty for an aggressive move, but managed to recover and secure yet another victory. The season concluded with the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at the Yas Marina circuit. Verstappen's flawless performance from pole position to the finish line marked his 19th victory of the season. This race encapsulated his record-breaking achievements, including leading over 1,000 race laps and securing 575 points, double that of his teammate Sergio Perez. Verstappen's 2023 season will be remembered as one of the most dominant in Formula 1 history, showcasing his exceptional talent and the superiority of the RB19. Except for Perez's 2 race wins, Verstappen finished ahead of his teammate in the remaining 20 Grands Prix, winning 19 of those and only once failing to make the podium. By comparison, Perez claimed just 9 podiums, one more than Aston Martin driver Fernando Alonso. Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, despite driving much inferior cars, each made it to the podium 6 times. The events in Baku effectively transformed Max Verstappen into an unstoppable force as the season progressed. So, what are your thoughts about Max Verstappen's incredible performance during the 2023 F1 season? Let us know in the comments down below.